2050 will be a common year starting on Saturday of the Gregorian calendar, the 2050th year of the Common Era and Anno Domini designations, the 50th year of the third millennium, the 50th year of the 21st century, and the first year of the 2050s decade. Predicted and scheduled events. In July 2008, the G8 agreed to halve global greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. In November 2006, Attribution, Executive Director of the United Nations Environment Programme, warned of a global collapse of all species being fished, if fishing continues at its current pace. In March 2006, Professor Jerry Gilmore predicted that ground-based astronomy would become impossible by this year because of pollution from aircraft exhaust trails and climate change. By 2050, the price of PEM fuel cell is as low as €100 per kWh compared to the present value of €8,000 per kWh. This is because most cars work on fuel cell technology and hydrogen gas. Arnulf Jaeger-Walden of the European Commission's Institute for Energy believes that solar power from North Africa can provide 100 GW to the entire continent of Europe. World population. The United Nations believes the world population will cross the 9 billion mark in this year. In November 2001, the United Nations Population Fund reported that the world population is projected to be 9.3 billion in 2050 from 6.1 billion then, with most of the increase in developing countries, even as the population of industrialized countries will remain stable. This figure was revised to 9.1 billion in 2005 and 9.2 billion in 2007. In 2008, the United States Census Bureau projected a world population of 9.5 billion. Another study done by the European Commission, Community Research, stated that the world population is expected to grow at a decreasing rate to 8.9 billion in 2050, and after 2030, the population in several countries including those in Europe and China will decrease. Stabilization in the population will happen in the second half of the century. It is calculated there will be 601,000 centenarians in the USA by 2050. The population continues to grow but at a slower pace, summarizes the demographer Thomas Buettner, author of UN Report on World Population Projections, presented Thursday, February 24, 2005. According to this study, 9.075 billion people will inhabit Earth in 2050, against 7 billion today. This increase amounts to adding to the current world population combined populations of People's Republic of China and India, stresses the population division of the United Nations. The general trend is, however, a slowdown in population growth compared to gains of 20 to 50 years. This tends to confirm a gradual stabilization of the overall population. By 2050, India will overtake People's Republic of China to top the list of the most populous countries, and these two countries represent about 50% of world population. Not surprisingly, population growth will be highest in poor countries already struggling to provide food security for its people. Births planning and fertility decline explain this difference, stresses the UN report. The United Nations predicts that 2 out of every 9 people in the world will be 60 years or older. World life expectancy at birth is also expected to exceed 76 years. In fiction. Literature 1984 by George Orwell, the language Newspeak will become the official language of Oceania. Life in 2050 by Ulrich Ebel, the book illustrates what life may be like during this year. Short story The Weed of Time by Norman Spinrad, the first manned mission to Tau Ceti returns to Earth on September 8, bearing with it the tumescence expanding plant MP Ceti. End of Earth series by Orson Scott Card, English will develop a new variant that is called Common, spoken across the world. Television Immortal Grand Prix, the second season takes place during the middle of this year. The start of events in the UK situation comedy comeback Mrs. Noah. Children's television series Silver Sun starts on its 90-year journey to a livable planet 45 light-years from Earth. The animated series The Powerpuff Girls episode Speed Demon is set in 2050. A race home from school finds the girls breaking the speed of light and traveling to an alternate future, where the day they had traveled to the future meant they disappeared from history, leaving the world for 50 years with their absence, as well as everything and everyone in the clutches of their most evil anemia him. In the Fairly Odd Parents episode Engine Blocked, Timmy Turner's father has a predicted expiration date of January 10, 2050. 21 Eman is an adaptation of a manga written by Fujiko Fuyo. The series takes place in the year 2050, where space travel is a common thing and Earth has become a tourist spot for aliens. Film Love Story 2050, Sunshine. The spaceship Icarus I heads on a journey to reignite the dying sun. Computer and video games Shadowrun, Maelstrom, Dropship, United Peace Force. In Civilization V the game ends automatically if nobody wins by 2050. SimCity 3000 fusion power plants are invented. Music July 5, 2050 is mentioned in the lyrics of Toothless Hawkins and his robot jazz band by Varian and Retzi Hell. References: U.S. Census Bureau, Population Prediction, Guardian article on Spain's shrinking coastline. External links: Imagining the Tech World in 2050 at Connect.